Hello, so I want to feel like I'm coding and I wanted to try something new. So in this video, I will complete the MonoGame tutorial document. And I will not do live commentary, so this might be the first and only time you see this model. And I'm using a new video editing software that I have no idea how to use. Hope you all will enjoy this video. I started by making a new solution in Visual Studio. Oh, you wonder why I'm not using VS Code, or rather, you'll know soon. Here is the game 1 file, and I have no idea what any of this means. Now it's time to make the class library, and this is why I'm not using Rider. And after a bit of coding, the script is now finished. Nice. Now it's time to upload the game 1 file, and let's see if it works. Oh, AI, my good pal. And now it's time to add the photos and see if I can get that to work. And I got the photo from the MonoGame tutorial document. And after a bit of coding, the logo should now appear on the screen. When optimizing texture rendering, you need to have a lot of code and a lot of files apparently. And I don't know what any of this means, like at all. Now it's time to write an absolute monstrosity of a code. Yikes, I have no idea what any of this shit means, but it does things. And for some reason it doesn't work. I don't know why it won't work. Probably something, I don't know. So just skip it till it works again. And now it's time to make XML instead of PNG, apparently. I don't know why. We just have to, okay? Don't judge me if I don't know anything. It's my first time. Not really, but okay. And now it's time to update the code. Oh, why does it always break on me? Like, what the so I'll just copy all the code again to see if I missed anything. Now it's time to write some new code, and what's giving an error? Should be fine. So after almost 11 minutes, I finally got the code to work again, and I can finally continue on with the animated sprite class. Nice. I apparently forgot to record again somehow. Lost my own freaking recording footage or something, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? After a very long time, like a fucking hour, I finally completed the animal sprite class. So now I can finally add some input to these things. And it's finally time to add some input handling, or handling input. And after a bit of coding, I can move around. Wow, it's such a good thing to have. Nice. Now it's time to make an input manager. I could probably skip this whole part because it's kind of boring, like all code is. I guess it's unfortunately time to say goodbye to the timer, because I've had my PC on for a very long time, like at least 4 days, and it's time to reboot it because it was starting to get slow. And I don't want to deal with the setting up the live split all the time, so I might actually replace it for something else, maybe, if I feel like setting it up all the time, every time I turn on the PC. Maybe I do, maybe I won't. Even if we don't have the luxury of live split. And after a very, very long time, I'm finally done with the input manager. So I can finally move on to the next thing. I just hope there aren't any errors that comes to mind or something. I hope. Who am I kidding? Of course it's an error again. Like, why is it always an error? There's always a... And now it's time to add some hitboxes and some movements, I think. I don't know, I don't understand this footage, okay? I don't. I'm recording this audio on the 10th of July, 22:47 o'clock. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing here, like, what is all this? And now it's time to update the code, and why is there so many errors? What happened? So now it's time to work on the tile map. That's all the code we really need for the tile set code. And now it's time for the tile map, or else we won't be able to know where we're supposed to go, because it's a map, obviously. So now it's time to actually make the map itself, and it's gonna be really fun to do, because I love making maps. Yeah, totally. And after a lot of time coding, for some reason I'm getting errors on the get tile, apparently. I don't know, it should be fine, it's just a code, just an error or something. I can fix it later. So now it's time to add an XML to the pipeline. Should be easy, I've done this before. Whoa, why are there errors and what the... It should be easy to fix, it should don't take me like 5 minutes. And now it's time for one of my favorite parts, and that is adding music and sound. Nice. So it's relatively easy, you just have to add things like you normally do, and then you just update the code and everything should work, except for that stupid error I can't... And after a very long time of troubleshooting and even trying to undo the animation, I gave up and started working on the sound manager instead. But after a very long time and a lot of trial and error, I finally got the code to work. And if you're wondering what if it didn't work, the issue is on screen. I know, it's such a fun error to get. So now it's time to finally continue working on the sound manager, audio controller manager thing. So what do you think about the keyboard? Is it an improvement, or is the time split better? Should I add a mouse? Should I change the design? Just give me feedback, okay? So now it's finally time to update the core file and the game file, and of course there's an error. There's always an error, like, why? What should I do? Like, I don't know, like, just troubleshoot, I guess. And now that it works perfectly fine, I can finally move on and getting sprite fonts to work. So now it's time to add files to the content edit. Why is it not working? Oh, now it's working. Strange. I hope I'm not gonna have any more problems. Now it's time to make the files for the font. The document tells me to use 04B_30. I'm gonna use Fira code because that's my favorite font at the moment. And finally, I can update the game1 file to get the text and font working. should be fine, shouldn't really get any issues. And after fixing another pipeline problem, thank you MonoGame, it's now working again. Nice. And now it's time to add scenes to the game, so not everything is on one file. And you may be wondering, what I've been swapping IDEs, and the reason is I want to try several of them. I want to go back and forth to see which one I like the most. I might actually dip my toe in Vim or near Vim at one point. And now it's time to finally add the main menu screen, which will be very fun. And I can't wait for this to work properly this time. And after completing the game's title screen, it was time for make the actual game scene, which should be pretty easy to make. All you gotta do is to declare a bunch of things, and just make sure you don't miss anything when following the tutorial, like what I did. So it's time to copy paste everything and then reorganize everything. Shit. And now it's time to add. Now it's time to make the initialize and the load content part, which will be really straightforward and should result in something happening. I don't know how I made this far into the tutorial yet. And now it's time for the update part of the script, which should be really quick and simple to add. I just need to write some code, make an update, and should be good to go. I hope that's it for this part of the script, and I can finally continue with the actual fun part. I mean, coding is a fun part, no, don't get me wrong, I'm just thinking that So now it's time to adding a background pattern for the title screen, which should be fairly easy to add. You just need to download an image and then put it in the pipeline, and then edit the title screen code, and it should work. And let's see if it works, and of course it does not work. It should be fine. It's only the 10th time I've had problems with the pipeline, because it will never work, because it's a piece of dog shit. And now it should work perfectly fine, and there should be absolutely no errors at all. Now it works perfectly fine, like there's no problems or anything. Oh yeah, shit. And after a very long time, the code finally works and there are no errors. Thank God, this was getting really annoying. Oh boy, after a break, it's finally time to continue on with the game tutorial. Everything should work perfectly fine, just as how I left it. Oh, yeah, a lot of cannot be found, but hopefully it gets solved soon, right? Right? And after a lot of time troubleshooting with AI, I gave up and decided to do other things in the meantime. This is why the video was delayed. Can you really blame me? Like, what the... It's time to add the nugget package. It should go perfectly fine because it's quite easy to do. Oh, so it's not working currently, but it's probably just because of lacking of the actual code. Let's hope it gets solved. Oh, we got won't believe the error. It was this. This was in 2024 version of it, not 2026. I don't know why it downloaded the old version, but now the bugs should be fixed and should work perfectly fine. Oh, shit. So after a long time of trying to complete the tutorial document, I'm getting error after error. I have decided to give up on it for now and maybe try to learn it somewhere else or a different time. I might return to it at some point, but I want to do more of base C# as recommended in the MonoGame tutorial document. But what do you guys think? Should I continue on this one, or should I learn base C# first, .NET? And what do you think about this YouTube video style? Do you want live commentary or scripted or post something? I don't know. Hope to see you all later. Bye.